Hey guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. So today is Q&A Tuesday. Thank you to everybody who submitted questions for today's episode. I really appreciate it. And thank you all to my new subscribers. Hello! And I appreciate everybody that's been supporting me and being so just nice and supportive of my channel, and I really appreciate it, and I hope to continue to make a lot of good content for you all, and thank you for your feedback. So let's get started. The first question is, do you have any advice for a new CPCAs looking for an entry-level medical coding position? So I guess this advice could apply for anybody who's newly credentialed. All I can say is be patient and be persistent, because a lot of places do want you to have experience when you're first starting out in medical coding. Now, how do you get experience if they won't hire you? So me personally, I've done a couple of other videos where I talked about this in more depth, but very briefly. I actually went to a temporary agency that specialized in medical professions. So that was how I was able to get in to my first job, and how that led me to my second job, and then how that led me to my current position. So, I mean, it was just a matter of just being persistent and just keep on when they kept telling me no. And as I've said before, I had a wonderful support system. I had my mom at the time, and I was able to make it through those times with her, with her support, because it does get to be a lot in the beginning when they keep telling you no, but just keep after it, because eventually somebody will take a chance on you, and eventually you will get in somewhere. You just have to keep going, and whatever you do, don't give up, because you worked hard to get that credential. I know, because these credential tests are not easy to pass. So if you've gotten your credential, just know that you've got the stuff to get the job. So if you keep after it, you will get what you want. And sometimes people don't start off in medical coding right away. They'll start off in the medical records section of the hospital, or maybe a doctor's office, just so that they can transfer into medical coding that way. Some people do that. Some people will intern. And I know that there's a few places that will do that. It's just a matter of shaking hands and talking to a lot of people and getting a lot of doors closed on you in the beginning. So just be patient and be persistent, and that is my advice. And if you're curious, check my other videos about how I got my first job in medical coding. Okay? So the next question is, do most coders use an encoder on the job, and does it make coding easier? Yes. So most will do it. I can't say for sure that every place has the encoder software. And so just very briefly, if you don't know, an encoder software is basically where you just put in a diagnosis, and then the software will bring up the diagnosis code. It can do this for procedures as well. So it is good and it's bad in a way, because if you get too dependent on it, that you forget how to use the book, when you go take another certification exam, for example, you can't use the encoder. You got to use the book. So I always say to make sure that you stay up on your code looking up skills, and stay familiar with the book, and try to practice it every day, because I have been one of those ones that has gotten away from using the book. I mean, I use the book, but it's not my primary way of looking up codes. So I mean, it's just hard, when you do have the encoder, you kind of get, it's like, oh, it's so much easier to go this way. And, just don't lose your skill if you've got, speed looking up in the book. So don't lose that skill, whatever you do. But yes, it does make it easier. But you have to be careful, because sometimes when you're using the encoder, you can select the wrong diagnosis code. If you put words in incorrectly, or if you choose the wrong way, the encoder will take you to the wrong code. So just make sure that when you're looking up a code, and if it doesn't look right to you, look it up in the book to see if you're coming up with the same thing. or, you know, hopefully your software will have like where you can right click and it'll bring up all these references for the coding clinics, or, you know, some other advice, some nosology or something, something like that. So that way you can make sure that you are selecting the correct code. But most of the time it's pretty straightforward. Like if you're selecting right knee pain, that'll come right up. So that's just my advice on that one. But yes, it does make production a lot easier sometimes, because you're able to fly through without having to sit there and flip through a book. But yes, it's good and it's bad, but that's technology for you, right? So, and then, will a certificate be enough, or will an HIM degree be required? So, I have known people who have gone their entire careers with just their coding credential, and they never went to college. They never got an HIM degree. So it really does depend on the individual, like what it is that you are wanting for your career. If you are wanting to advance into management, then you want to go ahead and get a degree. I mean, I always recommend, you know, furthering your education at any time. It doesn't matter, you know, how old you are. I always say to continue your education. It's always a good thing, you know. But you can just stick with being credentialed. I mean, that's the beauty of being a medical coder. Like I said, unless you want to like run a hospital or something, then you will have to have a degree for that. If you want to get into teaching positions, obviously, you know, having a degree is more than likely going to be required as well. So, but like I said, I've known many people who have gone their entire careers with just their coding credentials and nothing else, and they've had full careers. You know, they can go into supervisory roles, but as far as like, you know, higher management, upper management, most of the times that's going to require a degree. So it really is up to you. The two degrees that are out there are the RHIT and the RHIA, which is, the RHIT is the associate's and the RHIA is the bachelor's degree. So those are the two that I can think of. So yes, that was my answer for that. So I mean, like I said, it just really depends on what it is that you want and what are you looking for your career. So, but yes, another fast moving day, and tonight I have a function. Now, I am not going to do what I did last week, which is go home and fall asleep. Because like I said, I don't know what happened that I was just so, like, I guess tired. I will not do that again tonight. So I still have to go to the post office after this because my Stitch Fix came in, and it's at the post office waiting for me. So I gotta go see about that. So I will try to do a video for it. Now, I can't promise anything because I may end up ripping open the box when I get it because I get so excited. I love clothes. But I have been promising you guys that I will do a Stitch Fix unboxing. So we'll see. We'll find out soon enough, right? If I do another video tonight. So okay, I'm back. Like I said, I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully I will be able to do that unboxing for you all. So that's my episode for today. So if you are a medical coder, a medical coding student, a provider, a nurse, or somebody just curious about the world of medical coding as told by me, Bleu the Coder, please feel free to like and subscribe and to this video, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye!